And then, the last two games are about just really trying to identify our defensive identity. And, we're struggling right now, giving up 60-plus points in the paint. Give the Mavericks tons of credit. They came out firing on all cylinders, hitting, I think, 18 threes. That makes it tough. But in back-to-back nights, as we've trying to solidify this defensive identity about anchoring down and protecting the paint and, second chance points, it's a struggle. And, we're going to get through it, and we're going to get through it together. Our guys, as frustrated as all of us are saying the right things about what we need to do, how we got to, compete together, our standards that we talk about every single day. And now we get a great chance to go on the road where it really tests you even more. And hopefully our guys bounce back on Monday and on this road trip.
Taylor, was there a concerted effort to kind of force feed Jaren a little bit in the second half, and what did you think of his offensive outburst?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was early offense. There were a couple of play calls that we had to get him the ball. He's obviously had 2 games back-to-back, and it's a credit to him, his approach, his mentality, like we talked about before the game, and his teammates trusting him. We still had 31 assists tonight, so our offense is significantly trending in a good direction. Defensively, we're slipping quite a bit, and we've got to recover from that. But JJ set a tone for us, but I felt like our guys tried to find him in early offense, and credit to him, making efficient, quick decision plays, and he had a great game because of it.
Can you talk a little bit about, from a pick and roll standpoint, in that deep drop with Jonas? It seemed as though they were really taking advantage and getting into that opportunity. Is that something that you guys are going to look at down the line?
Yeah, regardless of whatever coverage we're in, we mixed up a lot of different coverages tonight, and I said, credit to the Mavericks. They were getting at the rim, they're getting the paint, floaters, kickouts for threes. Our activity was there for some stretches when we made some runs, but, wasn't there. You look at the second chance points and whatnot. But Jonas, we've experimented a little bit in practice, putting him in a couple different coverages. I think the other night we had him blitzing some, pick and rolls, I think, against Orlando. So it's definitely something we'll study. It's not all on Jonas. It's all on 5 of us. It's on me as a coach, to figure out at the end of the day always where we put our guys in their best, positions possible. Again, credit to the Mavericks. They were hitting a lot of shots, hitting the floaters, shots that we wanted to give up, and then you tack on the threes, and it makes it for a tough night for you.
Coach. Tyus Jones started the game today. How do you feel about his performance as a starter?
Great. I felt early on he, organizes the team. That's one of his best traits. Plays with great pace. Facilitates a lot of great ball movement. Got tons of confidence in him to keep our team organized. One of the spearhead leaders of, our assist totals, when we go up to 31, and ignites our fast breaks, especially when we're getting stops. It always starts with our defensive activity and locking down and then getting out and running. So I thought he was great tonight. And, whether he's, in a more prominent starter role or he's coming off the bench and, solidifying our second unit, I'm super happy where Tyus is at.
Coach, with Ja sitting tonight for rest, is that something that we can come to expect from back-to-backs for the foreseeable future with him?
No, he'll play in back-to-backs. He'll play in back-to-backs this year.
Jaren was pretty quiet in the first quarter. Then, he got a couple hooks to fall. Seems like he got more engaged, began to attack a little bit more aggressively. Is there still sort of a push and pull between him, like finding himself in the offense versus being aggressive and guys hitting him where he's most comfortable at?
No, I think there's been kind of a trend where now he's starting to get some more rim runs, and we're finding with deep post-ups, a couple of ATOs here and there. And then he's also spreading the floor. So, we've talked all along, at the start of the summer about how he's got to be an inside-outside threat and for him to knock down some threes, but also still to play one of his strengths and, just play within the offense. We talk about a rim run being a big thing for us, for him, for JV, for all of our bigs. And I love where he's headed. He's not really trying to force anything. He's making good reads, good plays, and he's having an aggressive, quick decision mentality, and he's benefiting from it.
How do you think DeAnthony looked in his 20 minutes tonight?
I was really impressed. Came in with that competitive mentality, that defensive mentality, got his hands on a couple balls, and then I felt like he was pretty comfortable in the offense. We've been adding plays slowly but surely over the last, week and a half, and he's been up to speed on all of that, execute everything pretty brilliantly. Confidence to, shoot the three, which was great, a couple good finishes. I was very impressed with how he kind of set a tone for us, even though we struggled defensively overall, but I thought him individually, he did a really good job on the ball.
Last question. Can you pass it to Anthony?
Coach, have there been times where you felt like when you wrestled with challenging a play, a foul call or anything like that?
Say that one more time.
Have there been times of you've wrestled with challenging a play?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely something I know I'm probably one of the last ones to maybe challenge. It's time and situation. Mandatories dictate a lot of that. I'm obviously using timeouts, pretty frequently. So, it's definitely something that I will use at some point. But, I've got strategy built in with our coaching staff and no one win. But I haven't felt, enticed to really, pull the trigger yet. And then just real quick, if I can say, obviously, aside from basketball, it's Hoops for Troops Week. I've got a great passion for the military. I've got family members that served, and tonight was unbelievable to see the recognition that our Memphis community had for members of the military that have served, that are serving. There's also the community of those who have lost loved ones. The TAPS community to so have guests on hand here, meet with them, pregame, and now I'm going to meet them postgame. We should all just remember, the sacrifices that they make for our freedoms every single day and the wonderful people that they are. So I just want to send my thanks and my best wishes to all of them, send my love and all the deep appreciation that I have for everything that y'all do for our great country. Thank you.